So who knows what's going to happen around here. So the dogs and everything might go a little crazy because I didn't put him up like I normally do. He wasn't feeling well.
Oh.
Okay, I think we might be live and hear myself. So we are. So I don't know what they heard or not, but welcome back to my channel. If you are on LinkedIn, chances are, and you're trying to get prospects, chances are you are doing it wrong. So I have with me here today, Lisa Murray. And Lisa has nothing to do with, well, she has something to do with marketing, but that is not her main thing. But I invited her to come and talk with us today because she did it completely right. And so I said, come on to my YouTube channel. Let's share with people, not from a marketer's point of view, but from someone who's actually doing it right. If you haven't met me yet, I am Brenda Trott. They call me the Make Money in Your Sleep girl because I help business owners like you stop scrambling and doing spaghetti marketing and actually find the easiest, peasiest way to do things so that you can go back to business and do what you love to do most while making money. Hey, Lisa, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Before I actually start with the LinkedIn, I just want to talk briefly about what it is that you do. You obviously have a beautiful background there, and I know you also have your own YouTube channel, and you do a couple of things. So can you give us the quick study?
Yeah. Well, so I've been a photographer for 22 years. And I have been, because of that business growing and those clients depending on me and loving on me and being loyal to me, launched my travel business. And so I was helping them book their vacations. And then I got back in real estate and got licensed. So I'm helping them sell and shoot and market their homes. And I've been a writer. I've been a columnist in Houston for 15 years. So I've kind of got my fingers in all different places all the time.
We call that multiple streams of income.
Which is a very good thing to be doing right now. I've been doing it for a long time, but it's really important right now.
That's very true. Elisa, I'm looking at your living room and I didn't hear you say interior designer, but I know that you also have a fabulous set for your own YouTube show. So what's going on there?
Well, I was at Savannah College of Art and Design, an interior design and painting major. So I'm a painter and an artist at the core, and every room in my house it's very much like that I am an artist, right? So I've painted birds on the walls in there, and this is the office, and every room is very different. The children love to come and see me for their photos because every time they walk in, there's a different feeling and a different theme. And so, yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful. And I love Weekend End. We're going to link your channel on the bottom of this description or in the description of this video when we're done here, so people can go and look and see all the rest of your fabulousness. And you are in a way kind of linking things together between your design and your YouTube channel and the photography and the real estate. Is that right? They all kind of come together?
It's all kind of, and it came more together. So this year with 2020, with the whole launch of my YouTube channel. So that really kind of pulled it together, because before then my clients knew me as their photographer, and then they figured out that I could help them do all these other things. And then some found me from reading my columns and then wanted to come see me for something else. And because of the situation with the pandemic, we've all been home, and I've been waiting to do that YouTube channel, never had a chance to do it, was always busy helping everybody do stuff. When those things slowed down, it gave me the chance to launch it. And so now I'm just doing all kinds of cool stuff with my garden and my kitchen and showing people how to do crafts. And obviously when travel comes back, I'll be back interviewing chefs and resorts all over the world, but I'm not traveling right now. I'm not writing about that right now. So I'm hunkered down and doing my own thing with the YouTube channel and marketing and trying to, of course, about the Martini Talks. I've got my little show on there as well, where I'm talking to people about collaborating and trying to help each other during this and beyond this, really.
Awesome. Yes. And we'll come right back to the Martini Talk. But first, let's tell the viewers of my channel who are often here about either marketing or manifesting and mindset. You came at a really awesome time in what was happening in my business, because I was on LinkedIn, and there are so many gurus out there who say to get on LinkedIn. I agree with some of it. You have to have a clear message in your byline, but there's things that say things like, I help such and such, and then they connect and they say, I help so and so, I help businesses buy popcorn machines. Does it make sense for us to connect? And first of all, don't um, insult me, because I can look at your profile and see what it is that you do. You don't need to restate that in your message to me. And second, you didn't even do that at all, did you? What did you do?
So I had been creating a message that explained to everybody that was out there in LinkedIn, because LinkedIn's a different world from Facebook and Instagram. For me, I've been photographing babies and families for 22 years, and that's been my space. But my daddies have always been over there on LinkedIn, and I had posted a few things years ago with my photography and got negative feedback because it was like, well, this doesn't belong here, and you shouldn't be posting this here. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to do anything with LinkedIn. I'll stay away from LinkedIn because I don't want to offend anybody. That's not my personality. And then I was in the real estate class over at my office, and it was back a couple of years ago. And he was like, the teacher was like, oh my goodness, you're supposed to be working your business on LinkedIn. And I'm like, darling, I've already tried that, and I'm not ever going to quit being a photographer. That's the other thing. They always want you to just go head into just real estate. And I was like, I can't do that. My people are my people, and I'm just adding this as an additional service for them. And so I was like, well, let me try it. And so I wrote a little letter before all this stuff happened in 2020 that said, I'm a realtor, writer, travel agent, blah, blah, blah. Gave a little bit of information about my work with breast cancer and kids cancer in the community for those that were local to Houston. Would you like to connect? And I thought they would figure out maybe by that one little letter, or intro rather, if they needed a headshot, right? Or if they needed something for their corporate products or whatever, they would pick up the photography part. Or if they needed some corporate travel plan, maybe they'd pick up on that. And it worked okay. But then when this happened, I was like, yeah, no, I don't need anybody to be booking a vacation right now. And I need to change my message. And so I wrote what I would have written if I was writing my column, which has been called Living the Sweet Life for 15 years. And it was just a sincere letter, just saying, hey, we're all in this together, and I would love to help you any way I can. If there's anything I can do, let's connect and collaborate and figure out what we can do. And so many people, Brenda, so many people from so many different walks of life on LinkedIn have been so sweet and have responded to me, and they want to be on the Martini Talks. They checked out the channel, and it's just opened up a whole new group of people to me that not necessarily would even come in for photography or travel or any of that, but it's just the way I worded it. And so many people, the word sincere, authentic keeps coming back to me, as it's not like a cookie cutter corporate letter. It's like I picked up the phone and called a friend and said, hey, I'm your neighbor. You're brand new to the neighborhood. What can I do to help you? That's the feeling that I give off with everybody I know. And so I just felt like, even though it wasn't the corporate thing, I would just take the leap and try it. And it's been very well received. It's not normal, but it's been very well received. So I'm happy about that.
I have to agree that your letter was really informational. That it wasn't, hey, do you need popcorn machines? It was definitely, like you said, kind of like when you and it wasn't a letter, it was a quick text. And it was also after we connected, because I don't know if you remember or not, all you did was give me a connection request. I was able to look at your profile, see that you were local to me, see that you weren't someone selling to people like me up front. And because we're all hit by that on LinkedIn all the
Right,
time.
right.
So it was definitely, all you did was let me decide if I wanted to connect. And once we did, then you went ahead, you actually caught me for me, because usually I will send a, hey, thanks for connecting. And it's kind of similar. I'll say, I see that you do this, and what kind of people can I keep an ear out for to connect you with, to help you do business. And like you, people are like, oh, that is so refreshing. At least you're not bombarding me with, what are you selling? But
Yeah.
you hit me with that, I think, a welcome letter, kind of like welcome wagon kind of thing. And you did list several, and you're absolutely right. All the gurus out there will tell you that you have to do one thing. And that's probably the biggest lie that I grew up with in my business is that you only have to do one thing, because thank goodness I have books that make me money that I haven't touched in 10 years. Thank goodness I have other types of automated systems that go out when people are looking for things. And thank goodness I can help people one-on-one, because without any one of those pieces, I wouldn't be able to function a lifestyle that I currently have. So yay, Lisa. So I have to ask you, you said you went to this class and they said you had to be on LinkedIn, and they also told you you had to do it for just real estate, right? You had to just be the real estate. So yes, things are different now, but what really changed your mind? What made you say, okay, I'm going to go after this again?
Well, I had always been doing it. I mean, what happened when I got my real estate license, I knew that I would need to do something. And the broker, of course, does that automatically on there for you as part of your stuff that you can sign up for. So I had the real estate covered, but I wanted to do more. And I knew that as we were kind of going, well, I didn't realize it until after we kind of got a little bit into this whole thing, the 2020 thing, that things were really going to be different. And, I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so I started thinking about, well, the next thing for me might be launch a magazine, because the magazines that I've been working with, some of them aren't here anymore because they can't afford to, stay alive, and they're moving to digital, and things are going to be very different when we get out of where we're at right now. And then I went to a Teachable summit, the 2020 summit. And I don't know if you know Gary Vee, but Gary Vee is like God, right? And so his face popped up on my email, and
or a demon, depending on how you look at it. Gary Vee has quite a different worth ethic, but go ahead.
I love him. Like, I'm in that same like I just love him. And so I got in the live chat. He was in a Q&A live Q&A. And I got in there, and there are people all over the world, right? And I was like, okay, maybe I need to be a teacher, because the children come see me, and I've been teaching them how to garden. Then I've been videotaping the garden for the YouTube, and I've been teaching them how to cook. And it's amazing to me that people don't know how to cook and garden. Like, I thought that was just basic stuff that we all knew how to do. Apparently not. But, I've been doing it because I've been out here living my artist life, right? Shooting babies and doing my thing. And they're like, no, we need to learn from you. So Teachables became that platform that I was like the aha moment of what the next 50 years is going to look like for me, is creating that platform. And Gary took my question. He took 4 questions, and he took mine. And I was like, what should I do? Should I do gardening? Should I do photography? Should I teach the kids? Should I teach the adults? And he was like, Elisa, just flip a coin. All of it will be successful. Just flip a coin. And it was like a God wink for me. And just so many different opportunities in my life have happened that way. And it's been a sudden thing that's happened. I can share that with you if you want me to. I don't know how much time we have if you want me to share that, but there's been multiple times in my career that specific things have happened that led me to just know that's the door that I'm supposed to walk through. So this whole sharing thing now is on all platforms. So when I get up in the morning, LinkedIn gets whatever Instagram and Facebook are going to get. And I don't hold back. I don't.
The second lie. You have to have different information over here and different information. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you have different audiences. The likelihood that somebody's going to see you 20 times is very low, but even worse is that you want them to see you 20 times. So, amen. Elisa, you are just like, thank you. You're like teaching all the stuff I've been preaching forever. Congratulations on getting seen by Gary Vee. That's awesome.
Oh, I've just about died, sister. I about died.
Yeah. I know. I've watched lives. They're quite entertaining. Yeah, I get it. I do. And he also has like 100 people helping him, but the people that he helps are often like us and solopreneurs. So that is so incredibly awesome. Now let's talk about Martini Talk real quick.
Okay.
A venue for many of those coins. You didn't have to flip any of them, because you're able to go into each of those categories. And I'm going to be coming onto your show soon and talking about not marketing, but we're going to be talking about how I got out of a lot of debt in a relatively quick time, and it had nothing to do with budgeting. And how do we find that channel, just for the people who want to like go search you out right now?
Elisa Murray on YouTube. It's Elisa Murray. It's just like my name is spelled. And I think you can actually search Martini Talks, and it comes up that way too.
Okay, Martini Talks or Elisa Murray.
But
Elisa Murray. I will have a direct link once later today. Right.
No, so yeah, Martini Talks. So what happened with that was, y'all, everybody that knows me knows that I'm an extrovert, right? I mean, you can pretty much guess that from me talking to you today. And I was missing people, right? And so the column that I've written for 15 years is all about a piece of my mind and giving people advice on being kind and sweet. And I needed to get that message to the universe because everything that I've been watching on TV this year has just been so blah. And I thought, now I am in the moment to be able to give you that gift of positivity and mindset and balance, and go out and look at butterflies and stop watching the news. And like, it's all going to be okay. Just stop all of this chaos, because it felt like we were, and it still does, we're living in like this thing where you want to just push your hands and hold everything back and create a sacred space for your life and your family.
The bubble.
Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bubble.
And so anyway, I was talking, working on this channel and trying to figure out these playlists. And I knew pretty clearly, okay, cooking and gardening were two things I was going to be doing anyway. So that would be easy to press record and make that happen. And then of course, all the crafting and arts and stuff like that, that would be easy to do. But I needed a conversation to happen. I needed to be able to be in a situation where I could tell you things. And so I started out with a monologue and realized pretty quick when I was getting eaten by mosquitoes by the pool and I was solo that I wasn't digging that at all, because I was just like, this is not cool at all. Feels weird to me. So one of my mamas in the client base, she's like, Elisa, well, they all call me Auntie A. She's like, Auntie A, you need to have like a show with like people, like the people that are in your family, the people that are in your world, just have a show about how they're handling life, what's going on, which, all of those things. And so I was going to do coffee talks with my cat, William, because William appears and meows throughout some of the videos throughout the, there people know who William is. And then one of them called, she goes, no. We all know you drink vodka every day. It's got to be martini. You got to do a martini. And so I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do martini talks and garden walks. And you'll love this because the garden is full of snakes at night. We live out in the country. And so I was like, that's not going to work either. I can't be out in the garden with a martini in the dark and stepping on snakes. Awful. So that changed to just plain old martini talks. And then people started coming in to see me. And it was funny. Mom would come in to be photographed and I would take the kids to the garden and shoot a segment with them. And then they would come in here and talk to me about their businesses. And it's turned into this, instead of just seeing me for photos, they're coming in and doing a segment with the children, a segment for Martini Talks about them and adult conversation, and they're getting their photos taken at the same time. So it's really worked out to kind of incorporate them into this and give them a more full experience of me, so to speak. Plus the kids just love being on YouTube. They can't wait to see their episode. And it helps the families that are here that are struggling with their businesses to give an opportunity to talk about that, what that looks like. There's been my lawyer, there's been my dentist. There's so many different people that are professional and entrepreneurs. And they're like, some of them are pivoting. Some of them are just trying to figure out how to deal with all the separate protocols that they have to now put in place for safety. It's just been a great platform. But oddly enough, just literally within the last 2 weeks, I've been hit with people from LinkedIn, exclusively from LinkedIn, that don't know me like that. Like they're not families of mine for years. And they want to be on the Martini Talks because it's a good collaboration between the two of us. It's like, okay, it's an opportunity for us to meet and see what we can do to help each other and connect our people to each other. And also a chance for them to tell me and tell the world really about what they're doing, what they're wanting to do, and all of those things. So I feel like it's really been a beneficial thing to give to the community. I'm just hanging out, hosting it. Right. And hopefully I said to somebody, I said, I really want Tito's to just give me all the vodka for the rest of my life. That would be the greatest payment.
Oh, your first sponsorship. How perfect.
I just love them. But I'm like, my 17-year-old son's editing for me. And he's like, turn all your labels, turn all your stuff. You can't have this. I'm learning all the details of this whole YouTube thing. But yeah, it's just really been special to help people. Even if there's not really any money involved, it's a long-term, long game on being a good leader in the community, which is really where I've always been as a writer anyway. It's just taking it from the written word to gathering people together and helping them feel like it's going to be okay and giving them a chance to talk about that. So
Lisa, that's what we call, that's why they call it social platform. A lot of people don't realize that that is exactly what YouTube is. It is a social platform, but in your case, you were able to pull people from other social platforms to come and visit yours. And in the world where both business owners win and the people who are watching win, we call that a win-win-win. And we'll end with that today. And please join us over on Alisa's channel where you can hear more of her fabulousness. And I just appreciate you reaching out and helping us with our very own win-win-win.
thank you so much for having me.